I know the story, but for the benefit of the people here, what was the driver for you moving?
We started as like most small businesses, as 2 people in an office, and our tech and our systems were designed for a 2-man business. Very easy when you're sitting across the desk from your partner and your colleagues. As our business grew, it became very apparent that the technology, the systems that we had weren't really fit for purpose anymore. Slow, unreliable. As we grew out our number of divisions that we have in the business and the number of sites, 4 offices now, the sharing of information is becoming more and more difficult. We were very reliant on third-party suppliers who were letting us down, and it seemed obvious to us the costs that we were incurring with our IT were no longer sensible for a business of our size. And moving to the cloud just made a lot of sense for us in a new number of ways, which I'm happy to share with you.
Okay, thank you. And I presume, and in terms of the transfer,
it was pretty painless actually. I think we were expecting it to be, much harder than it was. Maybe due to the size of our business, but I think there was certainly a lot of appetite internally to have improved systems and improved connectivity. And the process was actually really quite straightforward. I mean, very little pain considering we were transferring all of our data onto the cloud, and all of our systems are cloud-based now. Not just the Microsoft stuff, our CRM, our data analytics tools, they're all cloud-based as well. And so we did it all at once, which was easy.
Yeah, and how have the staff taken to it?
Great. I mean, we're a sales business, so we want our guys spending less time on admin and IT issues and more time speaking to their customers, sharing information with their customers. We are a data-sensitive business. We rely on data to run our business entirely. Be our customers, our candidates, or our clients, or the data that we share, that we have, is all on the cloud, and we can't work without that. So the guys have been great. So they've made a lot more money because they haven't had time, focused on admin.
Well, I was going to say that. So my experience with the recruitment industry is that the recruiters tend to be quite intolerant of IT.
Sure.
And for them, time is money, and snooze you lose, and all of that. So I guess them not having the downtime. The systems going out for a fag.
They're also frustrated in that they're not tech people. They're salespeople. I mean, who understand technology, but only in so much as how much it helps them do their job better. And so they were, I was surprised about how well it was adopted.
Okay, good. And you said before, one thing I'll just pick up on there is you're saying that as a result of that, you feel that you've made more money?
Sure, absolutely. We're spending less time. There's less downtime, so the systems are down a lot, hardly ever. We're also able to upgrade very easily. When new technologies are available, we can adopt those pretty quickly. So yeah, that's been really positive.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that we see from lots of clients is that when they move to the cloud, one of the most euphoric features of it is the fact that if anything happened to their office, they can send everybody home and can work from home.
Exactly. When we had downtime before, that was we might as well turn off our machines and go to the pub. There's nothing we could do. Now, for if there is a disaster, not that we've had any disasters, but if there was a disaster,
now let's go to the pub with the laptop.
With the laptop, yeah. But that's great. Also, the integrity and the security of our data as well. We were reliant. It was based on site, and if anything, if there've been any breaches on site, there's a lot of sensitive data there. Our customers' data, our candidates' personal information, bank details, all sorts of information about people that we work with. There was a risk there, and that we've removed that risk entirely. Paper files. Even though I'm a bit old tech and still have a pen and paper, but we don't have a huge amount of paper in our data that we store on site anymore, which is great.
And are you proud of that image? I mean, it must be when you're dealing with your clients now. It must be quite.
Yeah, I think it's a good story to tell your customers. It's a nice thing to be able to talk about. Another thing that you can talk to your customers about. How you respect and value the information they entrust to you. That it's treated appropriately.
Good. And I guess I've got 2 more questions actually. I think we've already answered one, but in terms of seeing the return on your investment.
Yeah, it's been great. As I said, we've been able to. The administration and operational staff in our business have been able to do things that are actually adding real value to the business going forward, and business improvements as opposed to trying to fix problems. Technology works for us now as opposed to us having to work around the technology that we had. So there's been a reduced cost in terms of admin downtime or admin time on non-efficient, business functions.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we've seen now is the more mature companies, the ones who are slightly further down the road, who have adopted the cloud, and it's now just the normal, are actually spending money now. So the savings are not actually being put back into the business per se in terms of the balance sheet, the profit, but what actually they're doing is they're reinvesting that saved money into making the business faster, so investing in innovations, and things like customer portals and implementing workflow rules. Because that's how smart businesses should be working, right? It's not just making your staff access the data, but your partners and your clients being able to interact and touch that data.
We invest money in our technology now, we don't spend it. It sounds a bit cliche, but it's very true. I think the returns that we're getting because of that investment are certainly greater than it was before we were a cloud-based business.
So there's an industry-wide trend that IT decisions are sort of moving away from IT managers and moving more towards the chief marketing officers.
Sure.
Because IT just works now, so it's how can I do more business, how can I make my company faster, how can I talk to my audience better. So it's really, really interesting. So I've got 1 more minute, so I'll ask you one question. And in terms of Office 365, which is one of our flagship offerings, what's your favourite feature?
There's lots of different features, and the whole suite actually is great. Remote access and being able to do it very easily. We could do it before, but it was very clunky. It was a Citrix-based system. It was very painful. Now being able to work remotely, do anything anywhere is really, really helpful. Doc sharing is, on mobile has been great. Our staff being able to do their job wherever they are. Travelling, we've got different offices, clients all over the UK. And internationally, being able to work wherever they are is great for us. It reduces our downtime. Just sharing information, document sharing, the transparency of the business, the communication between staff. Our business is all about that knowledge and data. And if our staff can communicate with each other more freely and easier, it's only had real positives for us. But doc sharing is great, especially SharePoint's been fantastic for us as well.
So one last thing, what's I've got your Twitter here actually. So we've got it up there. I think. We don't put it on there, but the website is tobias.com.
It is.
And that will come with there'll be an email with a web link after the event.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.